Brothers and sisters, good day all, depends on where you're watching from. Now, I have, refused to comment over the past 3 days, seeing what has been happening in my state, Edo State, Nigeria. I am very, very sad, I cried for this, my beloved country. You see, this thing all started from the politicians. This is where you get when you cannot longer trust the police system. You can no longer trust the judiciary. You see, because if the police is playing their role and the police empower, the police is being paid very well and flush out the bad police, will not be in this circumstance, because we are going to be, needing using self-help. Now, over 20 people have died in the past 3 days in Benin, Edo State, over court-related activities. Now, if you arrest any of the court members, this politician will go there and release them. How do they release them? Either release them through the police who is corrupt, or they release them through the judiciary that nobody can ever trust again. I'm going to give you an instance about the judiciary. For example, recently, Wike the drunk, who is the minister of federal capital, who thinks that he's high and mighty because the wife is a judge and you can't do him anything because he stole a lot of money from the River State people. Now, this same minister said he has seized some vast land, expanse of land belonging to Julius Berger. This same minister took the judges there on the grand opening of the event by saying that he's going to build houses for judges. I mean, how can the executive be building houses for judges? I mean, if now the Julius Berger go to court and challenge such action, then how are we going to believe the judgment of the judge when the judge are now beneficiary? Please, judges of Nigeria, please, you had a lot of power, judges. Don't let this country go into well. The judges have been so corrupt that, whenever we hear any verdict from the courts, we don't even believe it anymore. The police are so corrupt that you have a man recently who assaulted a boat driver. This guy from Apga came third in that election. It was the Labour Party that won that election. The election was contested because the Labour Party previously had forged a certificate when it was with PDP. And that's how he got to this man who has lived in London, who would have done this in London if he was in London, to abuse a man like that and said, go and meet the IG. I have the IG in my pocket. We can't trust the police. We can't trust the judiciary. Listen, I don't want this in an election petition tribunal. We know what happened in Imo State when Hope Udozima from number 4 to become number 1. We don't trust the police. We don't trust the judiciary. Now, what is the way forward of this country if these people cannot be trusted? Only today, surprisingly, under judgment again from Abuja, that the CBN should hold the River State money. I'm not from there. I'm worried that if anything happened in River State, it will also affect us. If the CBN is holding their money, how do you pay the workers? How do you pay the judiciary, even in that state? How do you pay the teachers? What happened to the students in that place? So whatever we are doing, these judges today who believe that they want to buy a house in Canada, in America. I mean, my friend is a judge. I went to his house in Abuja. I saw 7 cars parked, exotic cars. I said, George, sir, my Lord, what are you doing with these cars? He said, always when we get those cars, they get 4 heads, they get 9 heads. Because you have compromised, sir. The educated people have become educated illiterates. If they're in the banking sector, they are corrupt. If they are in the Senate, they are corrupt. If they're House of Rep, they are corrupt. If they are in the executive, they are corrupt. How did we get here? And how are we going to take ourselves away from here? Those who are championing the cause of revolution in this country today have become those who did not have the privilege, who were denied. They didn't have the privilege to have university education, or to even have a privilege to have a PhD. They are the ones fighting for this country. I'm sure everybody now knows the likes of very dark man, VDM. I'm sure he doesn't have a PhD, but I'm sure he's doing better than most of you who has PhD, who has masters. So you can see that education is important, but sometimes you can't define everything, because you can be educated and you can be educated illiterate. And that's why I still miss my grandmother, who didn't have the privilege to go to school, but who have that sense to teach me what I know today. Please, I beg you judges, I beg you police, let's make this right for us. Because when it happens, it is not only going to consume the poor, the rich will be running. The rich will not be saved. We still have time to save the situation. We have time to take this power, this immunity that Wike has in one hand, the immunity that Fubara has in one hand, the immunity that, you know, those who think they're high and powerful and mighty have. Let us all work together collectively in this borrowed democracy that is not a culture, that's alien to us, and master it and do what is right because of our children. Thank you, and share the video.